Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden. In today's video, we're going to be going over the 23 cars that I personally want to buy for less than $10,000. I think $10,000 is just like a good number. And I was going to do 5,000, but then I was like, there's a lot of cars that are like right over 5,000, and I really want those cars. So we're going to do 10,000 today. And these are literally, it has nothing to do with reliability. It has nothing to do with performance. It is just my personal opinion on which ones I want the most out of every car that I've ever done research on, every car I've ever made a video on. 23, again, I know it's such a weird number, but I was gonna do just like 10, and then I got bamboozled. I went overboard with it. So the 23 cars that I personally, Mark Roden, would buy for less than $10,000 because I like them. Okay, song of the day is called "All the Stars" by, I don't know how to pronounce this girl's name. SZA is what I'm gonna go with. SZA, maybe the S is silent. ZA, I don't know, but it's a banger. It's a white girl song, and it's a freaking banger. Now, the girl that sings it isn't white, actually. She's African American, but either way, it's an absolute banger. It's so good. They played it at the Super Bowl. Kendrick Lamar was absolute poo-poo water at the Super Bowl. I hated him, but then this girl came on, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute, who's this? And I put that song in my playlist immediately. Call me a white girl all you want, it's great. Without further ado, let's go right into it though with number 23.
And that goes to the Honda Prelude 4th generation.
You guys know how much of a Honda fan your boy Mark is, especially since I got my Integra. I love them. The handle, it's unmatched. The handling is unmatched on Hondas. They are just that lightweight. And I love the Preludes. Preludes are like Honda's sports car, 100% like hand-built sports cars. And the 4th gen is my favorite. The car comes with a 2.2 liter inline 4, making 195 horsepower, and it is front-wheel drive. I will say, I guess, whether or not each car can be found under 5K for the people that are wondering about that. This one can. These are dirt cheap, and that's incredible. And I love the front ends on them. It's a win-win. Coming in at the number 22 spot, technically, literally, is the BMW 540i E39. Yeah, I made a whole deep dive on the E39s, and it blew up. Because of course it did. Who doesn't like E39s? You want to know who doesn't like E39s? Stevie Wonder, because you can't look at them. The car comes with a 4.4 liter V8 making 286 horsepower, and it is rear wheel drive. Damn near close to 300 horsepower in a BMW V8. That's by the way, this is one of the cars that you can find for less than 5K. That's incredible. That is just an absolutely insane combination. Before you're like, oh well, it's a BMW V8, so it's got to be unreliable. You freaking idiot! It's not. It's actually quite reliable. Sorry for getting so mad at you. 21st place. This might be a lot higher on other people's lists. This is why I said it's Mark Roden's list on my personal opinion on which ones I would want. Because 21st place is going to the Subaru WRX blah bye. A lot of people out there love WRXs, and I do not blame them. It makes sense. But for some reason about me personally, they never have been my favorites. I think it's because I see them all the time where I'm from. I'm from Connecticut, so every time anybody wants to buy any sports car up here, they buy a Subaru because they're all-wheel drive, so they can drive them in the winter. And so I see Subaru WRXs all the time, and I kind of burnt out on them. Either way, the car comes with a 2-liter turbocharged flat 4, making 225 horsepower, and it is all-wheel drive. The hill climb in me, the rally racing fan in me, can't help but like it a little bit, and the blah bye is my favorite generation. You can't find these under 5K anymore, unfortunately, but they're still worth it in my opinion. Breaking its way into the wonderful top 20 spot is going to the Pontiac Firebird 4th generation. Literally just because of the looks. I'm just going to put it out there. Now, you can find a 4th gen Firebird for less than 5K, but not the one that I want. I'd want a V8, and those ones are going to be a little bit more than $5,000. The car comes with a 5.7 liter V8, making 310 horsepower, and it is rear wheel drive. I had my glasses off there for a second and could not see that number. I thought it was 210. I was like, that doesn't sound right. It wasn't right. It was 310. Either way, yeah, I love these. I like the 4th gen Camaro line, like platform, but I hate the body. And then the Firebird came along, and it's the same thing pretty much, but with a nicer body on it. And the honeycomb taillights are absolutely gorgeous. Coming in at 19th place, you guys knew this car was going to be here, but it has fallen a little bit. Back in the day, this would have been up in my top 5, Mark Roden's top 5. But as I've grown up a little bit, as I've gotten a little older, my prefrontal cortex is now actually fully developed because my birthday was on the 14th, 10 days ago. So I'm 25 now. If you look at that, as I've gotten older, they're definitely not my favorites, but they're still up there. The Hyundai Genesis Coupes. This one comes with a 3.8 liter V6, making 348 horsepower, and it is rear-wheel drive. Now, that's the BK2 with the V6. The BK2 with the V6 you're not finding under 5K. However, if you're on a budget, you can find a 2.0T BK1 for less than 5K. That one will have like 210 horsepower. It's obviously not as great as the 3.8 liter V6 BK2s, but it's still a great car, and I love how these things look. Reliability wise, they're not the best, and building power, they're not the best, and that's kind of the reason why they're at number 19. Coming in at 18th place, however, is a car that I love. I love it so much, but every time I ever like talk to an owner of one, it looks like they were fighting through World War II and have shell shock. And so it just scares me away from actually buying one because they just look like a nightmare to work on. The Nissan 300ZX Z32s. These cars come with a 3-liter V6 making 222 horsepower, and it is rear-wheel drive. Pretty awesome horsepower number right out the gate. Just gonna say that 222. I love when car companies do that, or when it's a flat even 300 or something. Like if it's 300 horsepower on the dot, or 200 horsepower on the dot, or 222. It's just, that's just so cool, man. And that's what the Z32 is. This car is only up here because of the looks. Everything else about it is definitely not really worth the price. It's not under 5K anymore, and so you're looking at over $5,000 for a car that's can't handle that much power. It's gonna have a lot of problems, and on top of all that, it's not fun to work on. Coming in at the number 17 spot, really weird coincidence that you guys can't see, but I'm going to mention it anyways because I'm a big old idiot. On my GoPro, I have exactly 17 videos recorded right now on it, and this is the number 17 spot. Would you look at that? Either way, this car is the Volkswagen GTI Mark IV. Now, I'm not the biggest GTI fan because they are front-wheel drive, and if I were to get a front-wheel drive car, I would like Hondas. However, Mark IVs are just so freaking cool. Mark IV GTIs are so awesome. And maybe it's because I've driven them. My friends have had them, like, for a long time now. They love Mark IVs for some reason, so I've driven a lot of them before, but I love these things. They come with a 1.8 liter turbocharged inline 4 making 170 horsepower, and it is front wheel drive, and that engine can do whatever you want it to. It can be a freaking, it can clean your dishes for you. I feel like I gotta make it clear so I don't get like sued that no engine, especially the 1.8T in a Volkswagen Mark IV GTI, is going to be cleaning your dishes for you. That was a joke. Either way, coming in at the number 16 spot is a Mitsubishi 3000 GT, pretty much all the way up here for the same reason the 300ZX is up here. You're not making power, they're not the most reliable, it's not fun to work on, but they look cool as hell. This car comes with a 3-liter V6 making 160 horsepower, and it is front wheel drive, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Like, yes, 160 horsepower is an absolute fart in the wind. You would have better luck just pushing your feet through the floor like a Flintstones car and running along like that. But it's cool. It's really cool looking. Man, 3000 GTs are one of the coolest looking 90s JDM cars ever, and you can find them for less than 5K. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, Mark IV GTIs, you can find those for under 5K too. Coming in at 15th place is a car you can find under $5,000, but for the one that I would want, I would definitely cough up a little bit extra money to get the manuals, the Lexus IS300. The Lexus IS300 is very, very hard to find in manuals, especially factory manuals. I think it's like next to impossible to find that. They might have not even built them with factory manuals, as a matter of fact, because I can't find them for the life of me on Facebook Marketplace with a factory manual. But you can find manual swaps ones. They're going to be like $7,000, $8,000 though. But an auto is under 5K. This car comes with a 3-liter inline 6, making 225 horsepower, and it is rear-wheel drive. I've said it 1,000 billion times before, but that is the 2JZ GE. Just because it's the 2JZ doesn't mean that it's automatically great, though. It is the GE, but it's still good enough. And I just like the fact that you can have a rear-wheel drive 2J powered Toyota that's reliable as a Toyota with 4 seats in it to carry all your buddies, and like, that's just cool. Coming in at the number 14 spot, from one like absolutely incredible less than $5,000 drift car to another absolutely incredible less than $5,000 drift car, it's the BMW 328i E36. These cars, while they are rising in price, are not rising as fast as I expected them to. Back when I was like a wee little lad, like 22 years old, and I started my YouTube channel, I was only saying how get them now because they're going to be over 5K in a year. And it's been like 3 years since then, and you can still find them under 5K, which is obviously good. They come with a 2.8 liter inline 6, making 190 horsepower, and they are rear wheel drive. They're just the perfect option, honestly, for like somebody that wants like a thrasher drift car. They really are. I'm not the biggest fan of the E36's looks, and that's kind of the reason why they're here at the number 14 spot and not higher, but everything else about the car I do like. Okay, now 13th place is just good. It's just good all around. There's no downside to this car whatsoever. And the fact that people don't talk about these cars, excuse me, more than they do right now is mind blowing. Like, my mind is literally blowing right now. Did you hear that? That was my mind, not my mouth. It's the Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX 2G, the Pocket Evo. The car comes with a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4, making 210 horsepower, and it is all-wheel drive. That's pretty much the reason why it's a Pocket Evo. It's a 4G63 down-tuned a little bit, but it's all-wheel drive. It's literally the same thing, man. It's the same thing. And then on top of all of that, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Another one of like the most beautiful 90s JDM cars, in my opinion, is the 2G Eclipse. Public. If you had asked me like literally 2 weeks ago what my 23 favorite cars for less than 10K were, this car would not have made it. But I recently saw one of these in person and I fell in love with them. The Toyota 4Runner 2nd generation. I'm a 4Runner fan now, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Like these things are cool. I like them a lot. The car comes with a 3.4 liter V6, making 150 horsepower, and it is 4x4. Obviously, it's not that impressive, but again, it's an SUV. What do you expect? You expect to be racing this thing? That's not what the point of it. The point of it is to carry your friends around in, have a reliable daily driver that can go off road and have a bunch of fun mudding and stuff like that. Go overland, and you can go camping in it, go cliff jumping in this thing, and you can do all that stuff with a pretty cheap, awesome looking car as well. Like these things look cool too. I want one so bad now. Okay, but 11th place, barely missing out on the top 10, is like kind of the complete opposite of the 4Runner, if I'm being honest. The BMW 635 CSI E24. You guys know your boy Mark and how much he loves the E24. The E24 BMW is one of my favorite like body styles of a car of all time. Easily. Like it is absolutely gorgeous in every way. Now, I will say it is probably the worst financial decision a human being could possibly make. They don't really rise that much in price, and they are horrendously unreliable, bad to work on, and expensive to maintain. The car comes with a 3.5 liter inline six, making 218 horsepower, and it is rear-wheel drive. That's another reason why it's probably not the best investment. It's not like a fast car. It's not like a great race car or anything like that. But I'll be Doug Dimmadarned if you would tell me that that car doesn't look incredible. Breaking its way into the top 10 is going to the wonderful Ford Mustang GT New Edge. Now, you guys know me yet again. I'm not a fan of Mustangs. I've mentioned that multiple times. I'm a Chevy guy. My dad raised me as a Chevy guy. I like Chevys. That's just how I am. However, I will say there's something about the New Edge and SN95s that just get me, man. They're more like, I know it's stupid to say this, but they're more like a Japanese car than they are an American muscle car, and I like that. The car comes with a 4.6 liter V8, making 260 horsepower, and it is rear-wheel drive. You can kind of find these under 5K. It really depends, though, if I'm being honest. Oh my god, I just realized I forgot to mention like every last one on if you can find them under 5K. So let's run through those real quick. The E36, yes, you can find those under 5K. The Eclipse GSX, no, you cannot find those under 5K. The 4Runner, no, you cannot find those under 5K. The E24, no, you cannot find those under 5K. And now the Mustang GT New Edge, you can, but again, it won't be the best deal out there, so just be careful. But it really is an incredible car. Coming in at the number 9 spot is another car that is kind of like the Mustang, actually, where it's like you can find them under 5K, but I would be very, very careful with the one that you end up going with. It's the Honda Civic EG. These cars are just, I mean, they have been modified since they came out, pretty much, since they were released, and there's like barely any stock ones left. And so that's the problem with looking at these old 90s Hondas. It's just really sketchy because people have touched it a lot. The car comes with a 1.5 liter inline four, making 105 horsepower, and it's front wheel drive. But again, yours will probably come with like a 1.8 liter B18 with a big turbo on it, because that's what everybody does to the EG Civics. They just do not keep them stock whatsoever. Either way, I mentioned already how I like Hondas a lot. This is like one of the lightest Hondas you can get. It's just an absolute track canyon carving monster. Coming in at 8th place is a car that I used to talk about every single day. Like literally every time I got a chance to talk about this car on the channel, it was being talked about. But I haven't talked about it in quite some time, I feel like. It's the BMW 335i E92. You cannot find these under 5K, but even the ones under 10K are kind of sketchy anyways. The car comes with a 3 liter inline six, making 300 horsepower, and it's rear wheel drive. It's the N54 for those who don't know. It's pretty good. 3 liter twin turbo inline six, by the way. I forgot to mention that. I don't know why I didn't have that written down in my notes. Yeah, it's twin turbo. But yeah, it's an incredible car engine for making power. I love the looks of the E92s. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. They are a little bit unreliable, especially once you start to build more power out of them, which is not why they're not like first place, but they're still really, really cool. And coming in at the number 7 spot to a city near you is the Acura RSX Type S. I asked you guys recently if you guys would like to see me do some sort of like giveaway series where I like build up a car and then give it away at the end of the series, and you guys were like yes. And the car I was thinking about doing it with was actually this car. That's how much I like these cars. The RSX is absolutely awesome. I have an Integra. I love my Integra, but I really wish I just bought an RSX. I'm not even kidding. The car comes with a 2 liter inline four, making 201 horsepower, and it is front wheel drive. It's got a K series under the hood. That's absolutely great. It looks absolutely incredible in every single way. It's reliable as hell. Parts are cheap. It's easy to work on. It's just an absolutely great deal. The only slight problem with it is front wheel drive. And I've mentioned multiple times, I'm a big fan of rear wheel drive. Speaking of which, this is a car that's just like every day it grows on me more and more and more. Coming in at the number 6 spot is a Nissan 240SX S13. Like literally like 3 years ago, if you had asked me, I would have told you I don't even think the S13 is a good car. And I still, honestly, realistically speaking, I really don't think it's like a great car. It's not. The KA is not a great engine. It comes with a 2.4 liter inline four, making 145 horsepower, and it is rear wheel drive. That engine is pretty crap, if I'm being honest. Like it's not special. The SR20 was special and the Silvias, but like not the ones that we got over here. But for some reason, every time I see one, I just fall in love with it a little bit more. Like they just look so cool. And as a big fan of rear-wheel drive drift culture, JDM cars and stuff like that. These are like an icon in the drift scene, and I do want to own one really bad. Gosh freaking darn it, I forgot to do it again 2 times in a row there. The RSX cannot be found under 5K. You can find an RSX base model under 5K, but not a Type S. And the S13 is also not going to be able to be found under 5K. Either way, coming in at the number 5 spot, you definitely can find under 5K. In my opinion, it's an absolutely incredible steal of a deal right now. The Chevy Silverado 1500 first generation, which comes with a 5.3 liter V8, making 285 horsepower, and it is 4x4. This is the pre-facelift though, not the cat eye. I don't want the cat eye. I don't like the cat eyes. I like the ones right before the cat eyes. And I think the reason why is because my dad always had these trucks growing up, and so it has a bit of a nostalgia to me. But I don't know what it is, man. I just love the looks of these trucks, and it would just, I know that they're reliable because my dad's had them my whole life growing up, you know, and they've never given him any issues whatsoever. And so I know I could just have this truck and just have an absolute beautiful daily. I just nice and take it out. Don't got to worry about banging against potholes. Don't got to worry about like if I need room for tires or whatever. I just have a truck for that, man. It'd be so nice to have one of these. Coming in at the 4th location is another car that is also starting to grow on me more and more and more as I get older. The BMW 325i E30s. Listen, I don't know what it is about E30s, man. They just have a little bit of a hold on me, dude. They're like the most basic designed car on planet Earth. There's really not that much special about the design of E30s, okay? Like, everybody likes to be like, no, you gotta look at all the No, stop lying, dude. They're boxes, okay? That we like boxes for some reason. And it just works. The car comes with a 2.5 liter inline 4, making 170 horsepower, and it is rear-wheel drive. You can find these under 5K, but it's really sketchy. I'd recommend just coughing up a little bit extra money and buying one over 5K. And at that point, dude, you have just such a cool freaking piece of automotive history. Coming in at 3rd place, however, you guys have heard me mention how much I love these cars and how much I want one of these cars since the start of this channel as well. This is the other car that I was actually thinking about doing the giveaway on, the Lexus SC400. I was actually thinking about doing it on the SC300, but I like the SC400s a little bit better. Either way, the car comes with a 4 liter V8, making 270 horsepower, and it is rear-wheel drive. You can find these under 5K as well, and it's actually not even too sketchy, especially if you were really patient. Just wait for some like old person to be selling theirs. At that point, it should be okay. It really depends though. I just love how these cars are though, dude. A freaking Toyota V8 rear-wheel drive in an absolutely gorgeous body, in my opinion. It just checks all the boxes, and it's reliable as hell with decent gas mileage for a V8. Now the only problem is, yes, they are automatic onlys, but SC300s are also might as well be automatic onlys. So what's the point? Like, if you want a manual SC300 from factory, you're looking at over 10K anyways. And coming in at 2nd place, yeah, man, you guys knew it was coming. I can't help it, man. I'm just a fan of it. The Chevy Corvette C5. I love the C5 Vet, dude. It is still to this day my favorite generation of the Corvette. I love everything about it. Like, it is just pop-up headlights, perfect. LS, perfect. Body lines, perfect. Everything about the car, absolutely perfect. The sound, perfect. Now, these are definitely not being found under 5K. Don't get me wrong. It's very hard to find them actually under 10K. But if you do, you have an incredible deal. The car comes with a 5.7 liter V8, making 350 horsepower, and it is rear-wheel drive. That's insane. 350 horsepower in an LS, by the way, from factory, in a really cool-looking car. Like, sign me up, partner. The old people, they know what it's doing. Everybody's all like, oh, this is the dad mobile. The dads know what they're doing because these things are sick. But yeah, I mean, if you knew me, you knew exactly what first place was going to be. It's the Nissan 350Z. I had one, I sold it, I regret it every single day of my life. I love 350Zs. I loved when I owned it. I loved before I owned it. I love them now. I will never stop loving 350Zs, and for the price that they are, I think they are an incredible deal. 5 years from now, when they're like, you know, 15 grand for like a salvage title one, yeah, probably not going to be the best deal anymore. But as of right now, I think they're an insane deal for like a budget sports car. The car comes with a 3.5 liter V6, making 306 horsepower, and it is rear wheel drive. They are a little heavy, and the VQs can't really handle that much power or anything like that. But it's just such a good combination out of the box that you don't even really have to worry about that stuff. Like, dude, you got 300 horsepower in a rear wheel drive manual, 6-speed manual with a limited slip diff from factory. Like, these things are ready to boogie the second you buy them. I just love that. And then I love how 350Zs look. They're one of my like favorite looking JDM cars ever. I love the designs on them. They're awesome. I love them a lot. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video of the top 23 cars that Mark Roden would buy for less than $10,000. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what other videos I'd see in the comment section down below. Check all the links in the description for all my social medias. and all that great mumbo jumbo. Also, I forgot to mention at the end at the 350Z entry, but you are not finding those under 5K anymore. You can find DEs for like around 5K, and you can even find like really clapped DEs for less than 5K, sure. But the one I was mentioning was the HR, the 306 horsepower, and those are going to be around $7,000-8,000, which honestly I still think is absolutely an incredible deal. The fact that they were even under 10K is a little bit crazy to me. The fact that they were under 5K at one point is mind blowing. Like those were awesome deals at the time. But either way, that's my list of the 23 cars that I would buy. I've done 100,000 freaking lists at this point of cheap cars, and I always like recommend which ones I think you should buy. But these are the ones that I would buy. These are the ones that I like personally. I know it might not correlate, whatever, to everybody watching this video, but I hope somebody was like, oh, you know what? I agree with this guy. That's the car I want to buy. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Das Vidanya, and have a nice night.